This is a tutorial for the song Act Justly, Love Mercy, Walk Humbly by Pat Barrett. He plays it in the key of A on the recording, and you could play it in the key of A. I'm going to show you CAPO 2 playing in the key of G, which comes out as A. If you're going to play it in the key of A, I would play probably just the A, D, and G strings. So I would play probably an A, which we're going to say is F sharp minor over A. You could play it like this, but I'm just going to play an A, which is open fret on the A and then second fret on the D and G string. And then for my E over A, I would play open fret on the A, second fret D, first fret G. And then for the D, I would play open fret A, open fret D, second fret on the G string. So it's A, E over A, D, A, or F sharp minor, E over A, D, A. It all comes down to this. What do you require of me? Love my neighbor as myself. So that's one way you could play the song if I was going to do it with A chords. But for me, it would be easier to play a capoed version, especially if I'm leading in front of a group of people. So I would capo 2 and play G chords. So for the verse, you could play E minor, add 9, it all, and then for the D, comes down, down C, and then G. It all comes down to this. So that's E minor, add 9, D suspended, or D add 9. And then C5 or C add 9, and then the G. And when I'm playing my C and my G, I'm letting my index finger deaden the string right below it. So it all comes down to this. What do you require of me? Love my neighbor as myself, and you above all things. Here's the rhythm. It all comes down to this. So that's one way you could play the song on the verse. Another way, especially if you're like the second guitar on a worship band and there's somebody already doing the chords, what you could do is play an E minor up here on the 7th and 8th fret on the A string and the B string. I'm letting the G string ring, but I'm deadening all the other strings. So my index finger is on the A string on the 7th fret, but it's deadening both the E string and the D string. So the only thing playing out of those three is just the A. That's to make it so I can be sloppy. And then I got my pinky, or your ring finger, your pinky on the B string on the 8th fret, and it's deadening the E string. So it sounds like that. It all comes. So the D is on the 5th and 7th fret, or a version of a D chord. And then the C is on the 3rd and the 5th fret. And then I would go to a G. It all comes down to this. What do you require of me? Love my neighbor as myself, and you above all things. So that's another way you could do it. Of course, if you really want to make it easier on yourself, you could just play a G chord the entire time. It all comes down to this. You require of me. Love my neighbor as myself. So if you were leading the song and you didn't have to think about anything except the lyrics, you could just play a G chord the entire verse and then go to the chorus and do the chords on that. Another way to play the verse, which is the way that I think I'm going to do it, is I'm going to play a G and have it drone the entire time, but then I'm going to play a little melody run on the D string. So I'm going to play the 5th fret relative to the capo with my pinky for one chord, and then I'm going to switch chords and play the 4th fret with my ring finger, and then I'm going to switch chords again and play the 2nd fret of the D string with my index finger, and then open, and might even pull off maybe. But the whole time the G is going to be ringing on the bass string. So it'll sound like this. So I'm 5, 4, 2, and then pull off to the G, I guess. So it all comes down to this. What do you require of me? And the trick to that is to let your G droning finger here, the second finger here, also deaden the A string. So it's not ringing at all. So it's just dead. That way I can get the melody on the D string, and I don't play any of these bottom strings because that wouldn't sound good. I mean, I just don't like the sound of that. So that's how I would play the intro and a verse on this song myself. You can either play just the G, you can play the E minor version, so, or you could play the little melody run. You could also do the run if you're the second guitar, or some kind of picking version. When you get to the chorus, I would probably just play the full chords, maybe emphasize the lower strings on a couple of them, but it's act justly, so that's E minor D, E minor D, and then Love Mercy is C G, Love Mercy, so that's C G, so it's E minor D and C G, E minor D and C G, and then just strumming, act justly, love mercy, walk humbly with you, God, in all things, in all ways, walk humbly with you, God. For the bridge, it's a C chord or a C add 9 or C5, and I'm letting my index finger deaden the E string so that I can strum and maybe miss it. Sometimes my thumb is up here kind of deadening the strings. And then my index finger goes to the second fret of the A string for the G over B. And once again, my thumb is kind of coming up here and deadening that string. And then you've got the D. Morning to dancing. So it's beauty for ashes, it's morning to dancing, it's closer and closer, the kingdom of heaven. And you repeat that. You could also walk up with a G over B at the end of dancing and heaven. It's morning to dancing, closer. You could do the walk up there as well. So those are the three main parts of the song. You have the intro verse, which is really the same thing. You've got the chorus, and then you have the bridge. So I'm going to play just a small part of the song. I'm going to play the intro, verse, a chorus. I'll play the bridge, the instrumental after the bridge, which is really just the chorus, and then I'll play a chorus and then end the song, just so you can kind of hear what I'm thinking on the song. So once again, you could just play a G on the entire verse, and that would be probably the easiest way to do it. It all comes down to this. What do you require of me? Love my neighbor as myself, and you above all things. Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly with you, God, in all things, in all ways, walk humbly. So I hope that helps you. It's a great song. It's fun. It's got a lot of truth in it. So enjoy.